friends, I am going to use my Saturday morning to do some meal prep and meal planning. I just used an old picture frame that we have that doesn't have a picture in it anymore. We wrote our days of the week, and we use a dry eraser to just write on whatever the food is going to be for that week. So I am just going to work on figuring out what this is and then doing as much of the prep that I can today for the coming week to save some time.
So I like to take a look and think about what I have in my cupboards and what kind of protein especially I have and work those into it. This week while I was making it, we had a birthday on Wednesday, so I knew that we were going to have hamburgers that day and then making some buns to go with those hamburgers. So that was the first thing that I wrote into our list, and then just tried to think of some other things that I had the proteins for. As you'll see a little bit later on, I overdid my rice in what I wrote, but we didn't end up eating as much rice as I had put down. And then I make a list of the things that we might need for that week. We were getting a few groceries this week, so I just made a list from that. I really like doing a lot of meal prep on one day and then having the rest of the week to be a little bit quicker for making the meals, especially if I know it's going to be a busier week having a birthday or doing other things. So the cabbage, I have actually recently learned that it freezes well, and I like to use my cabbage in place of noodles or sometimes in place of rice as a low carb option. So I had a couple of cabbages this week, and then I just chopped them up and put them into freezer bags. They worked really well, especially when I was going to just be sauteing them anyway. So that worked really well. I like to do the same thing with peppers and onions. I prefer them fresh, but if I'm going to be cooking it into something, we recently just had some into a taco bake kind of thing, and they're fine in something like that. If I was going to do a deconstructed pepper, I think I prefer to use it fresh, but for some things that are going to be cooked for a long time, they are good for that from the freezer for peppers and onions. There is just something about fresh colors of vegetables and fruit and cutting it up. It's a great way to spend an hour of your day. Next, I am working on a broccoli salad. So I'm just cutting the cheese up into cubes, and that is going to go into my salad. It's actually going to go in when we're ready to eat it. It tastes better that way, more fresh. It's a little bit soggy, I find. We have put it in before we're ready to eat it because I think it tastes better with the sauce sitting, but I like the cheese better put in right away. But I'm just going to prep it now and put it into a container, and then it'll be ready to go when we're ready to eat it. This big bag of broccoli is from Costco, and it is fantastic. It's all the florets, and they're a bit big for broccoli salad, but they're perfect for other things. So I'm just cutting them up here so that they are ready to go into the broccoli salad. I made 2 really big salads out of this bag of broccoli from Costco, and I think it was just under $6, 5 something. And they were all great, ready to eat pieces of broccoli for the salad. The dressing for the salad is actually super simple as well. Some Greek yogurt and mayo and a touch of sweetener, and that's it. It is a very saucy recipe. I've seen a few different recipes. The one that we used was pretty saucy, but we liked it that way. It was really yummy, and we just throw it together quickly, mix that up. I find it tastes better if it can sit on the broccoli a little while, so I like to make this one a little bit in advance, and then it's ready to eat. We just put our cheese and our bacon and maybe some sunflower seeds on when we're ready to eat it, and it's good to go.
I recruited a little bit of help, but we got lots of meal prep done for the week. We buy our pepperoni in a big 1 kilogram package, and then we repackage it and freeze it, and then we can reuse the bags too, into what we will use for a meal when we make pizzas for pizza night. We have a broccoli salad here ready. I have the cheese all cut up to go in it, but I find that if I put the cheese in advance, then it gets kind of mushy. So I just have it ready to go to put in when I'm gonna eat it, but I don't put it in the actual salad. Same with the sunflower seeds if I'm gonna put those in. We have a batch of breakfast granola ready for the week, some watermelon for the fridge, and some left out for eating, some sourdough bread, and I really like to do, I haven't done it enough, but I really like to do peppers and onions in advance and put them in the freezer. Then when I have a meal that I'm gonna use it for, I can just grab out a bag of already prepped peppers and onions, especially the onions. Get it all done at once, cry one time, and then I don't have to cry every day for the whole week. I am going to try this time. I looked it up and Google said it's okay. So I have pre-shredded my cabbage in hopes that that will, I just pre-shredded a cabbage, put it into 2 big packets, and then on pasta night, that's one less step for me to do that night. I can just saute this and cook up the noodles and be ready to go. And then we just have a little batch of crackers. Some of those have already disappeared, and my coffee, which is now very, very cold, but it is still there. My coffee is still there. Very cold. So we've decided to make soup and buns. I still have some turkey left, so I'm gonna make up a turkey soup, probably turkey and rice soup. Chicken pot pie with rice and broccoli salad. Beans and rice. I have some beans already cooked in the freezer that I will add to my rice. Wednesday, we're going to do hot dogs and burgers. It is, my son will be 6 on Wednesday, so we're going to do that. And he has requested muffins for breakfast, muffins for lunch, and muffins for dinner. So I think I will do a chocolate banana muffins and maybe cake as well. And then we will have that for one dessert and maybe a snack at least, or breakfast. Thursday will be pasta night, and Friday will be pizza night. Saturday, sausages and rice. That's a lot of rice. We might change one of those to potatoes. We don't always stick to the things that we have on the list, but I feel better having it up there and knowing that I have those food items in the house, the things to make those meals are ready. And especially if I have my food prepped and ready to go, it really helps my time in the week and my brain. I know I'm home more. I'm not going out, going places, but I'm feeling like my brain is tired, and thinking and planning for these things feels really hard. So I am trying to get ahead this week, trying to prep some of this food, breakfast, lunch, dinners. I'm gonna probably make a couple more loaves of bread at least throughout the week, and some buns to go with the burgers and sausages and soup, and maybe prep a few vegetables, but those are pretty easy to do day of, and then I feel like they stay fresher if they are just cut that day for snacks. So that is my food prep for the week. Hopefully you have enjoyed this and seen some tips and tricks. Be sure to like and subscribe below if you want to keep seeing more videos like this. See you again next time.